wondered what happens to the contents of our waste bins after they leave our homes? Can you imagine the health hazard of segregating salt, sanitary napkins, and diapers with your bare hands? What's it like to walk in the scorching heat and at times rain, that too for years at end, just to survive? To add to this, there is a social stigma surrounding waste pickers. The taboos associated with waste also affect the way in which society perceives this issue. Instead of acknowledging their contribution towards the environment, waste pickers are shunned and abused. In India, the lives of more than 2.2 million people depend on various activities associated with waste. It is mainly women and young children that are associated in these activities. The basic issues that are at stake here are the environment, livelihoods, food security, social equity, and last but not least, dignity. It is my audacious dream to bring dignity into the lives of these waste pickers. Waste is a byproduct of human existence. The issue is further compounded by waste due to changing lifestyles, increasing access to technology, and the convenience of acquiring things at the click of a button. It is common to see garbage lying on the road and landfills overflowing with waste collected from cities. Waste pickers perform many vital tasks that not only help divert waste from landfills, but also help towards decreasing the municipal corporation's budget and towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In fact, they're an important contributor to generating income, wealth, and jobs. By being self-employed against unemployed, they're able to invest into the well-being of the next generation and contribute through environmental services to the city. Here are a few more pertinent observations. Firstly, waste pickers constitute about 0.1% of the urban workforce in India. Their labor saves the municipal corporation millions of rupees every year. In fact, a 2014 study states that the Bangalore civic authorities were able to save rupees 23 million per year due to the contribution of 4,500 urban waste pickers. Secondly, in some cities like Pune, waste pickers are associated with organizations like Swachh. Swachh is India's first wholly owned cooperative of self-employed waste pickers and other urban poor. It offered door-to-door waste collection services to the citizens, even during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thirdly, biohazardous waste like sanitary napkins and diapers take about 500 to 800 years to disintegrate into microplastics, which then enter our food chain. Each sanitary napkin and diaper contains an equivalent of 4 to 5 plastic bags. They are to be segregated differently at source because if they are segregated together, they render the recyclable portion of the waste absolutely useless. And according to the Indian waste management rules, the private companies that manufacture these products are supposed to take back post-consumer waste. However, in reality, that does not happen. It is waste pickers that perform the important duties of collecting, segregating, and disposing this biohazardous waste. I first became aware of this complex issue when I was in 5th grade at Pune. We passed a waste segregation site on the way to school, where I saw many women and young children segregating waste in the early hours of the morning and in the evening when I returned from school. Irrespective of weather, the site was always very busy. At my insistence, my mother took me there. They were taken aback to see us. I very quickly learned that their daily existence depended upon the amount of dry waste that they were able to sell. The money that they obtained from selling that dry waste was the cash that they used to buy their daily groceries. I also found out as to why the women there did not opt for household work. In fact, it was not surprising that no one wanted to hire waste pickers due to the social stigma of having worked at a waste site. Moreover, these women were the main income earners of their households and could not afford a reduction in income in case they were let go from their domestic household work. Their scarred fingers were a result of cuts and bruises. Their solution to coming in contact with biohazardous waste was to get regular tetanus shots at a local municipal healthcare clinic. That visit to the waste dump remained with me for a very long time after I got home. The faces of the girls belied the hardships, and their optimism was contagious. I decided to do something in whatever way I could. I called my endeavor Project Ashtami. Project Ashtami uses innovation, art, and technology as its main tools. Over time, I formalized 4 initiatives in Project Ashtami, which are the Red Dot campaign, waste collection drives, monetizing art to help women waste pickers, and the Swachh mobile app. The Red Dot campaign. A conservative estimate states that 1 billion sanitary napkins are disposed of every month in India. The proper way to dispose this sanitary waste is to incinerate it at 800 plus degrees Celsius. However, in reality, such infrastructure is seriously lacking. The Red Dot campaign is a simple initiative in which we mark our sanitary waste with a red dot, preventing it from going into waste dumps and landfills. I decided to hold an awareness campaign in my community, which was sponsored by my local cooperator. She sponsored the printing and distribution of 15 lakh red dot stickers in her constituency. The feedback we received from the community was very encouraging. This also got coverage in the local press, which furthered the awareness drive that I had initiated. Waste collection drives. I collaborated with Swachh to host waste collection drives in my society. Each drive yielded about 1,000 kgs of waste, of which the main constituents were clothes. This was how we prevented 3,500 kgs of waste from going into landfills. Swachh effectively recycled this waste through its We Collect thrift shop. Swachh's We Collect thrift shop is strategically located near low-income neighborhoods and 2 large slums. During one waste collection drive, there were a lot of discarded skates and tennis rackets. A few days later, I found out that children from the slum had bought those skates and now enjoyed skating in an alley next to the shop. This is how one person's so-called waste can become another person's treasure. Monetizing art to help women waste pickers. I use my love for art as a medium to spread awareness about the plight of these waste pickers. I co-create greeting cards with them. I sold cards worth rupees 7,000 during my 2022 Ugadi break. The proceeds of which, of course, were pledged for the welfare of these waste pickers. This was documented by Swachh on their social media pages. And I've also published a book. Again, the funds realized are used for the welfare of the waste pickers. Then the Swachh mobile app. While I conducted these waste collection drives in my society, I realized that Swachh was actually following a manual process to organizing these drives. This resulted in a lot of problems, namely communication gaps and loss of data. Some societies do not allow Swachh members inside their gates unless a resident requested the same. To bridge this gap and to make things a little better, I decided to create a simple Android mobile app that would help Swachh in the future. However, as I stand before all of you today, I would like to end by asking some pertinent questions. Firstly, in Atmanirbhar Bharat, is there room for Atmanirbhar waste pickers? How do we dignify this profession? When will private companies start taking back post-consumer waste as mandated by the law? How will we, as a society, dignify this profession? It is the waste pickers who aspire for a better future, who wish to educate their children, who are the real audacious dreamers. This is simply a humble tribute to them. Thank you.